Shalom, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Kakwadash, the honest to our elders and apostles of great millstone that taught us his truth. Peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful like Akim, teaching and preaching his truth with all righteousness and sincerity. This Wasap today's lesson is entitled Food Insecurity. And Lord willing, you be edified through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, the true names of the Heavenly Father and his only begotten Son. And as always, the sit downs, the lessons, the street speaking is for the remnant, the elect, the Israel of the Most High to use the gospel preach. The 144,000 and the rest of the elect. Now, a part of end time prophecy is that there will be a famine. And a famine is, of course, a lack of bread and water. Now, the term Esau been using is food insecurity. All right, so I pulled it up here. It says a definition of food insecurity. It says the USDA defines food insecurity as a lack of consistent access to enough food for every person in the household to live an active, healthy life. This can be a temporary situation for a family or can last a long time. Now, this is Esau, way of calling, saying famine. And the prophecies that speak about how the Lord is going to be bringing famine here in the last days. And in all actuality, the Lord is going to be putting a spirit on Esau to do it. All right, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. And when we speak about the so-called white man, we're talking about the elites. They are set up to take peace from the earth, as it is written in the prophecies. I'll go ahead and start there in Revelation 6 just to build up the vibration. I have some recent videos going into food insecurity. And as always, we sound the alarm of these different things that's going to be coming down. All right, we're like spiritual watchmen. And when we see threats coming down, we alert other Israelites. Number one, to give them warning of what's going to be happening. And two, to exalt the counsel of the Lord, all right, which is these prophecies, because it told us in the prophecies that this will be happening. This is Revelation 6:4. And there went out another horse that was red. This is talking about Esau in a position of power. And power was given unto him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth. Esau was given power from Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, right? And that's one of the mysteries that you have to understand here in the scripts. All right, yeah, Esau, Edom is wicked, but the Lord gave Esau the power to be wicked. Man's goings is of the Lord. You know what I mean? We you can use that with Esau too. All right. The Lord put the spirit on Esau to be this wicked and diabolical. John 3:27, John answered and said, a man can receive nothing except it be given him from heaven. So this power that Esau received, or this power that was given unto him from Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. It says back in Revelation 6:4, it says, and power was given unto him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth. So Esau's lot is to take peace from the earth, and food insecurity is a form of peace being taken away. So this has Esau's name written all over it. And these lessons is for the elect. And that they should kill one another. It's just in Esau's spirit to kill each other. The shit that's going on in Ukraine and Russia and all these Edomites fighting against each other, that's normal Edomite behavior. And there was given unto him a great sword, going into the Esau's blessing. Genesis the 27th chapter. Now when you scroll down a little bit, I want to get this point here in verse 8. And I looked and beheld a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was death, and hell followed him. These are characteristics of Esau. Esau loved death and hellish condition. And famine is a hellish condition. People suffering from not having the basic necessities to keep them going. Like I say in the definition here, it says, you need, basically enough food for everybody in the household to live an active and healthy life. And Esau is going to be taking that away. So that means he want to cause people to be sick and weak and all these different things, and then turning around and damaging the food supply system and putting chemicals in the water and blowing certain chemicals in the air. All this stuff is part of Esau's plans. And once again, it says, and I look and beheld a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was death, and hell followed him. Once again, that's characteristics of Esau. Let's go to Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, to further expound on how Esau is likened unto death and hell. This is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 4. Behold, his soul, which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. This is talking about Esau. Esau's soul, which is lifted up full of pride, is not upright in him. He is the wicked, right? Obadiah goes into how prideful these devils are, or how lifted up these devils are. Yeah, also because he transgression by wine. Wine is philosophy, is information, is particular wisdom, you know. So that's how Esau he sins by wine, his policies, his legislation, laws and shit that he passed, he giving people of the alphabet community rights. He gonna transgress by that. He is a proud man, going back to how he's lifted up. Neither keepeth at home. Yeah, these devils, they travel all around the world with that sword that we read about Esau having in Revelation 6 and 4. All right. That great sword that was given unto him, he travels around the world using his blessing to get what he wants. So he's not keeping at home. All right. And the prophecies that say that he will be given the fatness of the earth. So prophetically, Esau isn't going to keep at home because he's going to get the best parts of the land, and America is one of them. Who enlarges his desire as hell and is as death. So Esau is as death and hell. He's all about oppression. He's all about killing. Like it's saying Ezekiel the 35th chapter, seeing now love is blood, hate is not blood, blood shall pursue thee. So Esau's with death. Let's actually get that real quick. And we're going to get to the video. We just building the vibration up through the spirit. You know, Esau is as death and as hell. Let's get an example. Ezekiel 35. I'm going to jump around a little bit. Ezekiel 35 and one more over the word of Yahweh came up to me saying, now Ezekiel, he was a prophet, a Levite to be specific. He was of the tribe of Levi, a prophet, and he was on the scene during the time of the Neo-Babylonian Empire, and he was giving these prophecies. Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it. Now, Mount Seir is speaking about Esau. Okay? So just as Ezekiel is given that charge to set thy face against Mount Seir, we have that same charge because we're all spiritually, Ezekiel here is captives in Babylon that was given this breath of life breathing to us and standing on our feet, just like Ezekiel did. This is Genesis 36 and 8. Thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir, Esau's Edom. These are the generations of Esau, the father of the Edomites, in Mount Seir. So in Ezekiel, the 35th chapter, the second verse is speaking about prophesying against these Edomites, and that's what you're supposed to do. The prophecies speak about how take millstone and grind mill, uncover the locks, make bare the leg, cross over the rivers. You know, that's going into exposing these devils. So we're going to set our face against these devils, right? And saying unto it, thus saith Yahweh, behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee. So we're supposed to be telling these Edomites that the Lord ain't dealing with y'all. The Lord is against y'all. I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. The right hand of the Lord is Yahushua. The Heavenly Father going to send Yahushua to bring an end to these Edomites. Now, let me get to the point. Oh, you know it's coming up. Let's keep reading. I will lay thy cities waste. Babylon the great, full of these cities, is going to be destroyed. And thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am Yahweh. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity and the time that their iniquity had an end. So Esau, he has been shedding the blood of the children of Israel by the force of his sword. So by his blessing, he's been as death and hell to the Israelites. He's the whipping stick. Therefore, as I live, saith Yahweh, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Seest thou hatest not blood, seest thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. So that what a man soweth is that what he shall reap, as it is written. So all this calamity and killing Israelites by the force of the sword, that's going to be repaid back to him, but it's going to be by thermonuclear destruction from the highest, right? So in Habakkuk 2 and 5, it says, yeah, also because he transgressed by wine. He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desires as hell and is as death and cannot be satisfied. There's nothing that you can do to satisfy these devils. But gathereth unto him all nations and heapeth unto him all people. America is the great melting pot of all the nations. Look at the various food cuisines here. You can get food from all over the world here in Babylon the Great. Why? Because Esau has gathered unto him all nations and heapeth unto him all people. But going back to the point here in Revelation 6 and 8, I'm reading from the top. And I looked and beheld a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed him. And power was given unto him over the fourth part of the earth. That's talking about America. Esau got power over here, and it was given unto him to kill with the sword and with hunger and with death and with the beasts of the earth. These different AI, these artificial intelligent creatures by Boston Dynamic. Esau, he gonna be having these different created creatures doing shit. But the point is, he is set up to kill with hunger. All right. So a lot of the stuff that we see in regards to food insecurity, Esau is actually doing it. So let's go ahead and just read a little. We're going to play a couple of these. Let's go ahead and do this. WRT Indianapolis, finding solutions to food insecurity. Let's see what they have here for us. And shalom to the beloved brother. 1 in 4 people face food insecurity every day in Marion County. That's according to... Shalom to the brother. GMS Virgin Island, Straight Gate, Shalom, bro. Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai, Brakatah. Let's keep going. To the group Indie Hunger Network.
WRTV's Adam Shooms reports an event tonight hopes to highlight the need for solutions so our neighbors don't go hungry.
Gleaners Food Bank. All right, you have a good day, ma'am. Volunteers are working to provide food for free for those in need.
This is my second time doing this.
On any given day, the drive-up food pantry will serve hundreds of people.
Okay.
Wait times sometimes up to 2 hours.
I think it's nice after the pandemic to just help people kind of get over that hump and be able to continue their lives as they were normally with food.
It helps out the working man.
On this day, the food is going to people like Larry Williams.
I'm a single guy struggling, working a full-time job, and paying high bills. Can't afford nothing else.
We look at...
And you know what? A lot of people is dealing with that. A lot of people is dealing with, these different financial problems, with inflation, cost of living, the food prices, gas prices, home prices. Everything is skyrocketing. And, hey, man, people is going to come to a point where they're going to lose it. Watch when these food pantries stop being able to provide their services to people who are in need. What you think that's going to cause? When we constantly go into Second Esdras 15, right? And the reason why is because that's the time that we're slowly approaching. Not slowly, but fastly approaching. In this particular chapter, it speaks about how people is going to take matters into their own hands. People's going to be fed up with this Babylon shit, and they're going to rise up. Let's see. 2 Esdras 15 and 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, is destruction coming to this place. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another in swords in their hands. People going to be fighting against each other with weapons. And there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. People going to be running into people's houses, into grocery stores, into empty buildings, looking for shit that they can use, looking for food. Look, when we watch these post-apocalyptic movies, they get the inspiration from the scripts, okay? Or the Lord sends them dreams and visions and give them, different ideas for these movies. But we can draw parallels with what we see in these post-apocalyptic movies, what we read in the scripts. Invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, in the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So people it's going to be power in numbers. They're not going to be giving a damn about what the presidents, the mayors, the politicians, breaking news, certain decrees and legislation, curfews, martial law. They're not going to be giving a damn about that. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. So that's it for the passport, bros. Because y'all worship the passport like it's a damn god. But then you're going to have 15-minute cities. You're going to have the curfews. They're going to have military personnel blocking off freeway entrances and exits, major cross streets. But because for their pride, the city shall be troubled. And what is pride? Pride is when one depart from his maker and his heart isn't right, as it is written in Ecclesiastes. I want to say it's the 10th chapter. Because of wickedness, all right, the city shall be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and great tribulation. So what we see in these, videos, and this was released, 18 hours ago. It's going to go from people standing in long lines in the heat trying to get scraps to people running in there. I know y'all got food, kicking it in, and then Esau gonna come with the military, gonna come with the order, so on and so forth. But it's gonna be happening all over the place because this is a part of Esau's lot to fulfill in earth. His lot is to take peace from the earth. His lot is to kill with the sword and with hunger and with death. When you come across these videos going into food insecurities, don't think that, oh man, it's just weird. It's just happening like this. Nah, this is orchestrated. This is orchestrated. So let's listen a little more. We got a little over a minute, and then we're gonna pull some more precepts. Stay tuned.
1 out of 4 Hoosiers is experiencing hunger insecurity every single day in Indiana.
New research from the Economic Policy Institute states that 30% of Indiana's workforce work at jobs that pay less than the state's living wage of $18 an hour.
It's a situation that occurs across all social issues, whether it be food insecurity, economic insecurity.
That's more than 930,000 people statewide.
I grew up not really knowing where the next meal was coming from as a child, all the way through college.
That's why an event tonight.
And like it's saying in Ecclesiastes 12:10, never trust thine enemy. That Edomite, he could be an Edomite, he could not be an Edomite. But these Edomites, they come out and they make these statements try to make it seem like they're relatable and they've been there and so on and so forth. Man, you cannot trust these devils. They're liars. What does Psalm 58 say about these Edomites? Because the prophecies say that if it were possible, they could deceive the hopeful elect, but it's not, because we're not ignorant to Satan's devices. When these Edomites come out speaking smooth, like it say in Proverbs, when he speaketh fair, believe him not, because there's 7 abominations in his heart. Can't be believing what these devils be coming out with on these little articles, and they trying to pull heartstrings and all that. This devil could have had a beautiful upbringing with no problems. The prophecies speak about how the sword of the Most High is not upon their houses. They don't deal with what Jake deal with. Now, with balance, there is Edomites that's down bad. But you can't be believing these devils, This is Psalm 58:3. The wicked, talking about the Edomites, are estranged from the womb. Womb doesn't always mean a woman's vagina. It just means the origins, like their beginning. All right? They go astray as soon as they be born speaking lies. So they're created to be wicked. They're created to be liars. They're created from the womb, from the beginning. They wicked. Their poison is like the poison of a serpent. Their philosophy, the shit that come out of their mouths, is like death. It's poison. It'll kill you. Remember, we read in Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, in the 5th verse. Yeah, also because he transgressed by wine, the wisdom that's coming out of their mouths, the poison that's coming out of their mouths, they're going to transgress with that. Why? Because they set up to speak lies. Devils, the Most High created them to be wicked. Their poison is like the poison of a serpent, Psalm 58:4. They are like the deaf adder that stop at the ear, which will not hearken to the voice of charmers, charming never so wisely. That's us, we charming. We bringing out the counsel of the Lord. Break their teeth, O Yahweh, in their mouth. The Lord is going to destroy their power. Break out the great teeth of the young lions, O Yahweh. So the Most High going to destroy these devils. And like I mentioned earlier, through the Spirit, the scriptures speak about an end of Esau. The Lord is going to break their power. He's going to break their teeth. Remember, Esau is this big red dragon with 7 heads. All right. You know, he started out as a serpent, and now he's turned into this great red dragon. And the Lord is going to send Yahushua to destroy this power structure ruled by the Edomites. All right, let's see what we got a little more on this video.
College. That's why an event tonight titled Hope for the Working Hungry, What's Next? We'll focus on solutions to combating food insecurity and some of its root causes.
Solutions have to do with the systems that are in place to give people a fair shot to make enough money to be able to afford the food that they have, to have access to healthy, nutritious.
All right, and there go the Edomites speaking fair. This system is, in order, when you look at history, you always had a poor, you always had a people at the bottom, you always had people trying to come up. But you need people that's poor and on the bottom that's suffering, and that's gonna keep businesses with people wanting to work for them. If everybody was working and having, you know, enough money to save and take care of themselves and all that, they eventually save up money and quit working jobs. So this system is strategically set up. What it say in Baruch the 2nd chapter? Behold, we are yet this day in the land of our captivities, where we're subject unto payments. This system is set up for the struggle. Believe him not. Let's do this. Because this Edomite, if this is an Edomite, all right, we don't just look on the outward appearance. Our Lord Yahweh Shai said a tree may be known by its fruit. The fruit, that's the actions, the characteristics, the behavior. You know what I mean? That's how we are able to identify. So he could be an Edomite, but he could be a Jake. You know, you got Jakes that look like that. But here in Proverbs, I'm looking for this particular precept. It's in Proverbs. I know that. Oh my. Let's see. Yeah, here you go. Proverbs 26 and 25. When he speaketh fair, believe him not. That's what he's doing. He's speaking fair. Yeah, we're trying to find some policies and some in the system to keep people from off the streets and, you know, do away with food insecurity and making more money so we can earn livable wages and all that. That's speaking fair. He's coming out with smooth speech, and Jake loved that. Jake loved that smooth speech that these Edomites be coming with. Jake be getting deceived by that, and we were all deceived prior to coming in the truth by this shit these devils were saying. You know, but let me see something real quick. Let's get this over here. Let's finish up. When he speaketh fair, believe him not, for there are 7 abominations in his heart. There's a complete amount of wickedness in his mind that he want to do. You know, he probably saying all this stuff just to get funding, and when he gets the funding he wants, and then he gonna close up the damn operation on Jake, and Jake gonna be starving. But that's what the Lord gonna be doing with these Edomites. He's gonna be sharpening these Edomites to be like a sword against Jake. Do not trust on these devils.
Foods.
Don't take nothing for granted.
In Indianapolis, Adam Shooms, WRTV.
There will be an event tonight to talk about the issues of food insecurity in our city with the showing of a documentary that shares the stories of Hoosiers struggling with this issue. That is tonight at 6:30.
Now, this is in Indianapolis or Indiana. Yeah, Indianapolis. And I've done this video similar to this, and it was going on in California, going on in other places throughout Babylon. So this is beginning to be a plague throughout Babylon the Great, this food insecurity. Now we're going to go over here to Matthew the 24th chapter, because our Lord Yahushua, he spoke on famines in the last days. And that's a part of prophecy that we got to experience. And we're going to bring balance, because it's not all doom and gloom for the elect. The elect is going to eat. Matthew 24:7, for nation shall rise up against nation. When you go into this word nation here, in the Greek is ethnos. And we read in 2 Esdras 15 that one people shall stand up and fight against another in 2 Esdras 15:15. So it's the same prophecies, it's just explained differently. For nation shall rise up against nation and kingdom against kingdom. So America going to be against pretty much everybody. And there shall be famines, and you see the S there, which makes it plural. It's going to be famines in different various places. Famine over here, famine over there, or as they're calling it today, food insecurity, which food insecurity is a lack of consistent access to enough food for every person in the household to live an active and healthy life. So that's going to be happening all over the place. Continue on in Matthew 24 and 7 towards the end. It says, and pestilences, plural, different variants, different diseases, different shit, and earthquakes, natural disasters. You got the earthquake that went through California. What was it called? Hurricane Hillary. And then you got the Hurricane Idalia that just landed in Florida. So you're going to have these different weather phenomena from earthquakes to hurricanes to tornadoes, tsunamis, and all these different things that the Lord is going to be using to bring destruction in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. So famine, food insecurity, this is just the beginning. It's going to get worse. But for those that's of the elect, the Lord will make a way for the elect. Let's go hit a couple of precepts going into the balance. It's Proverbs 10. And I'll actually read into it. And it's the contrast of the righteous and the wicked. So in these Proverbs, you'll come across this a lot where King Solomon, right? He has these proverbs, which is a lot of wisdom packed in short sentences, and it'll be a contrast to what the characteristics of a righteous would be, or the elect, and the characteristic of the wicked, which is Esau, the elites. So basically, the elect versus the elect's behavior versus Esau behavior. The Proverbs of Solomon: a wise son maketh a glad father, but a foolish son is the heaviness of his mother. Treasures of wickedness profit nothing. So all the treasures that Esau has accumulated through his wickedness is not going to profit him. It says, but righteousness delivereth from death. So putting this work in that we do constantly, week in, week out, constantly pushing the vibration of Israel, constantly pushing out the names of the Lord, pushing the vibration of repenting and converting and worshiping the true power, prophesying. That work is what's going to deliver from death. All right. The Lord, here's the point. The Lord Yahweh will not suffer the soul of the righteous to famish. See, these type of precepts is going to be your stability in your times. When we read Isaiah 33 and 6, we don't just bring that out because that precept sounds cute. All right, now I'll actually get it real quick. We don't bring Isaiah 33 and 6 out just because it's cute and it got a good ring to it. All right. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. What times? When it's a time of food insecurity, when it's a time of Jacob's trouble, when it's a time of these sad perils coming to pass, knowledge and wisdom is going to keep us stable. Now, what wisdom is it talking about? It's talking about precepts like this. The Lord will not suffer the soul of the righteous to famine. You believe in that. That means you're trusting in what's written here in the scripts, which means you trust in Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, and the Lord delights in that. Here it is, food insecurity is happening, all kind of wild shit is happening, but you are leaning on the testimony of Yahushua, which is the spirit of prophecy. So this is a prophecy. The Lord will not suffer the soul of the righteous to famish. All right, the elect is going to eat, but he casts away the substance of the wicked. So everything that these Edomites accumulated, that's going to be cast away. It's going to be destroyed. Let's get some more balance real quick. Job was an Israelite, and he was an upright man, one that eschewed of evil. All right. Job 5 and 20, in famine he shall redeem thee from death. Lord will make a way for the elect. And in war from the power of the sword. So when them ICBM missiles drop, the elect is going to get scarcely saved. They're going to get redeemed from death and from the power of the sword. Thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue. When Esau come down with great wrath and he pointing at us. There they go right there. Get them. We're going to be hid from that. Isaiah 59:19, the Lord is going to have that divine intervention for his men. Neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh. All right, because our hope is that we will get saved. At destruction and famine thou shalt laugh. And that's a mighty spirit that the Lord gonna put on us, for us to laugh at destruction, laugh at famine. That means we ain't getting destroyed and we ain't suffering no famine if we gonna be laughing at it. People that's getting destroyed and people that ain't got no food on their plates, they not laughing. They not making jokes, they not laughing. Okay? Neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth. Because remember, we read in Revelation 6 how the Esau was set up to kill with the beasts of the earth and with famine. But us, that's a part of this truth. And the water Yahweh Shem Shai for turning our lamps on, man, because we could have still been dead bodies laying in the street of the great city. But the Lord had mercy on us and breathed into us this breath of life. And we standing on our feet with this testimony. So call Allah Yahweh Shem Shai. Do not take this information that you have light. But like we were reading in Revelation 6 and 8 towards the end, Esau is set up to kill with hunger and with beasts of the earth. But the elect, the remnant, the Israel of the Most High, the 144,000 and the rest of the elect, at famine, they're going to be laughing. And we're not going to be afraid of the beasts of the earth. You know? Because the Lord puts the spirit of vengeance on these animals. All right? We're good with the animals. But thou shalt be in league with the stones of the field. You know, some brothers is going to have spiritual power. They're going to be able to use the elements to do particular things. And the beasts of the field shall be at peace with us. If the animals are at peace with us, then that means we're going to be able to tell them to do stuff for us. Hey, go do this, go do that. You know, call a bird, tell a bird to go get you something. We're going to be at peace with the animals. And thou shalt know that thy tabernacle shall be in peace, and thou shalt visit thy habitation and shall not sin. That's going to happen in the kingdom. But the point is, we ain't going to be down bad when the famine kick off. We're going to be all right. But all this other stuff that we seeing that's falling upon those that are outside of the truth, that's righteous judgment. And it's going to constantly happen. All right. Like I said, this was 17 hours ago. You got more from Mesa. I want to say that's Arizona. They talking about students dealing with food insecurity. What's this over here? Oakland. I told you through the spirit, it's all over the place. Oakland organization tackles food insecurity in food desert areas. So from Indianapolis to Arizona to Oakland. What's this? Pre-pandemic funding, that's Bay Area. And then a month ago, U.S. service members experienced food insecurity at higher rates than the public. So people is dealing with this. People is experiencing food insecurity. And through the spirit, if you are of the elect, the Lord will make a way for you. So just constantly keep believing. So I'm going to leave it at that. Lord willing, this was edifying to the elect. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakwadash, and double honors to our elders and apostles of great millstone that taught us this truth. Shalom. Wa Shabbat Shalom. Today we're in the Feast of Booths, all right, the Feast of Tabernacles, and for 7 days, we will be in tents, and we will have bowls of goodly trees and rejoicing. But when we get in the kingdom, we're gonna be able to hold this in perfection. All right, we're doing this spiritually, and we offering that sacrifice of presenting our bodies a living sacrifice, teaching. So the Lord is accepting this. So, all right, Shalom, Akim, stay strong. Yahweh Bashim Al Shai Barakathon.